on the season. Set to tip in the 400th game all-time for Pitt men's basketball at the Peterson Events Center. And Jaland Lowe steering the offense once again, sophomore point guard in 15 for the Panthers.
VMI in their patented amoeba-like zone. Good job by Pitt getting it to the middle. That's a spot that kills the zone. If you can get the ball in the middle, it collapses the defense, causes confusion. Great job by Pitt getting it to Corn.
Player to watch for the Keydets tonight is Augie Kudulis, number 11, averaging 21.8 points per game on the season. Big focus for the Panthers defensively this morning at shoot-around. Want to focus on shutting down Kudulis, and he is called for the foul, attempting the rebound. That's the first personal for Augie Kudulis, sophomore from Lithuania.
It's just a textbook box out right there. Kids at home, if you want to learn how to box out, that's how you do it. You force them to hop over your back and drew a foul.
VMI with some light pressure in the full court here against the Panthers. Same starting five all season long for Pitt. And it's worked well, got them out to a 4-0 start. They won every game by double digits. So why change it if it's not broken? Impressive group of starters this year for the Panthers. Consists of 3 returners and the 2 transfers, Damian Dunn and Cameron Corrin. Jeff Capel looking to go 5-0 for the first time since his first season back in 2018. They got off to a hot start that year before losing a road game to Iowa. And things took a turn that season, but Coach Capel certainly has turned things around in his tenure at Pitt. This is year 7. He has a 50-23 record since the start of the 2022 season. And that was a big difference we saw on Friday, Nick. Of course, a couple years ago in this building against West Virginia, looked a little different. And the Mountaineers got a huge win in that one. And Friday night, different story, tells you how far the program has come.
Yes, the buzz is definitely back in the Peterson Event Center. We've officially entered the Jeff Capel era. And that's an era known by winning now. Winning, scoring, and reloading year after year.
One of the most impressive aspects of that game for Pitt on Friday defensively, they shut down Tucker DeVries, 2-time Missouri Valley Conference Player of the Year, was held to just 2 of 10 from the floor on the way to the big Panther victory by 24 points. Dunn open in the corner, too strong. Inside Corrin, and he's got the first 4 points for Pitt.
It may be one of those games this year. In previous years, there's been a lot of heavy guard play. But now in a game like this where there's height advantages, size advantages, I think we're going to see the front court have their shine today.
Corrin, good defensive poke away, and a foul called as Guillermo Diaz Graham tried to insert himself.
Second game in a row, Guillermo Diaz getting a little chippy in the beginning, sticking his nose in there. Another shot to the shoulder there. Love that he's the first one on the ground there for the hustle play.
Yeah, of course, if you watched on Friday, you heard that Guillermo Diaz Graham got stitches in his mouth. Took a tough blow about 36 seconds into the game against the Mountaineers, fitting for a backyard brawl, but then re-entered after getting the stitches. And as you noted, Nick, has not been afraid of physicality this season. Aggressive play there by the 7-footer.
Guy's got wolf's blood. You can't even see the scar. Can't even see the scar in his mouth. He's back out there playing.
He's a tough player. Great ball movement by the Panthers. Dunn swings one more to Leggett, and the drive. Tough take from Leggett.
And that's what he does. He gets to the basket. He can score through contact. He wanted a foul there, but finished strong, able to get the bucket through contact.
Ishmael Leggett, 18.5 points per game on the season, and very efficient as well, shooting 64% from the floor on the year for the Rhode Island transfer in his second season with Pitt. Lowe scoops it up. Transition game. Finds an open Leggett. 3 in the air. Not there, and a rebound off the bounce collected by Dunn.
And that's the second possession. Pitt had an offensive rebound. It's hard to rebound out of that zone. And it's going to be a tough uphill battle if they can't get rebounds out of the zone.
VMI 4-1 on the season. They've already matched their win total from a season ago. And a block called there. Damian Dunn hitting the deck for the Panthers. Andrew Wilson is in his 3rd season as the head coach of the VMI program, and he comes from the Mark Byington coaching tree. Of course, Byington, head coach at James Madison. Wilson was there assisting him. Byington since went on to Vanderbilt. But Wilson very excited about the opportunity to take over his own program. This is his first head coaching job, and spoke to us a lot today about the character of his players on this VMI team, and added a few transfers this offseason. Nick really feels like he unlocked something for VMI this year.
Yes, Coach Wilson, his approach to leading this VMI cadets, he wanted to be creative. He wants the way he builds his team, his personnel-wise. He understands the confinements of recruiting at a military institute. Got to be creative, think outside the box, and build a roster that's built to win.
Well, it's been all Cam Corrin so far tonight for the Panthers. Had 14 on Friday, already 6 here tonight. He's 3 of 3 from the floor off the dunk. This is Ilda Zogel trying to work on Dunn. Panthers switch, Diaz Graham on him. And got the pass through, but the finish won't go. Diaz Graham, Leggett, Corrin, and a foul called on the low block. 6 early points for Cameron Corrin. He had 14 on Friday against West Virginia in a night where the Panthers got contributions from everyone. Just seemed like a night, Nick, where nothing went right for West Virginia. Everything went right for Pitt. Yes, the first true test of the season always is playing West Virginia. They did a great job. They passed the test with flying colors. Everybody contributed. Defensively, offensively, a complete win for the Pitt Panthers. Pitt led wire to wire. They had 4 players in double-figure scoring, led, of course, by Damian Dunn with 23. Pitt held West Virginia to 33% from the field in the first half and 15% from three-point range. Mentioned how they shut down Tucker DeVries all night, a guy that was averaging 17.5 points per game on the season coming into Friday, but Pitt locked him up defensively on their way to a 24-point victory. So far, the defensive efforts carrying over to this game against VMI, holding them to 0 points first 5 minutes of the game. I'd like to see VMI get some good looks inside. So far, they're having trouble with Pitt's size. VMI with some substitutions. Insert Liston and Holmstrom here out of the timeout. And Jaland Lowe corrals the rebound. He had a career-high 9 boards in the win over West Virginia. Here's a drive from Leggett. Nice shifty move to the basket. Great move using that inside hand, getting by the defender with a little Euro step. He gets to the basket great. Ishmael Leggett, the 2024 ACC 6th Man of the Year. And Nick, there's already been a little bit of early buzz that Zach Austin could be up for that award this season as a 6th man. Yes, he provides that spark, whereas Leggett provided that spark scoring off the bench with moves just like you see here. Nice little Euro step offhand inside finish. But Zach Austin provides that spark defensively. There's 3 games in a row. He's had over 3 blocks. It would be the 3rd year in a row that the Panthers had the ACC 6th Man of the Year. It was Nike Sabandi before Leggett, and VMI on the board for the first time tonight off the corner 3 from Linus Holmstrom. So he'll head to the line trying to complete the 4-point play, but the first VMI points come 5 minutes and 36 seconds in. Too strong in the free one, and Corrin has the rebound. Wilson did a great job piecing this group together, figuring out they could get overseas kids to come play at this military institute. Linus Holmstrom from Sweden, who's actually on the Sweden national team. Corrin, another putback, and he is up to 8 points. Still hasn't missed a shot from the field.
This could be a career game for Corden so far. Very aggressive on the offensive glass. All his buckets have been easy.
Corden averaged 9.4 points a game last season at Florida State. Jeff Capel said Pitt was his only visit when he entered the transfer portal after last year, and pretty much knew right away that he was going to be a Panther. Zach Austin with the block, and another one from Corden. And on a third attempt, Ricky Bradley Jr. floats it over the Panthers, and it's 12-5.
Just like that, Zach Austin showing the impact he has on a game defensively with yet another block. I think he was mad Cam Corn stole that second block from him. I know he wanted it.
He wants all the blocks for himself, huh? Five on the timer. Leggett, the short runner, yes.
VMI has to do a better job in that zone of being primary defenders. They're letting that primary ball handler get by the first guys, putting a lot of pressure on the defense.
Bradley working on Lowe, and a block. Looks like the foul here is going to go undone. Lowe certainly got it clean. No, he pointed 1-5. And so they call the foul on Lowe. I thought if anything there, it should have been undone, Nick.
Yeah, did a good job. Beat him to the spot. Straight up. Looked a little all ball, but it was a 50-50 play.
Lowe having a conversation. And he'll check out. Brandon Cummings should take over point guard duties here for the Panthers.
Cummings is a guy they're really trying to get implemented into this rotation. He can provide depth from their backcourt. Already deep backcourt. It only gets better with Cummings coming in.
Yeah, Nick, have to imagine that Jeff Capel's trying to get his bench some minutes here tonight as they take on VMI, because they've got a tough stretch coming up. You want to have some depth going into the Greenbrier tip-off this weekend. Of course, tonight is officially the first game for the Panthers as part of the Greenbrier tip-off, but some really tough tests starting with Friday against LSU. And it's a really tough field this year because all of these teams are unbeaten, first off, and they've all gotten wins over high major opponents. We talked about Pitt against West Virginia. LSU won at Kansas State. UCF with a win over a top 15 Texas A&M team. And Wisconsin, now at number 19 in the AP Top 25. They beat Arizona and hung 103 on the Wildcats in that one. As Damian Dunn takes a hard foul, so a tough slate coming up in the Greenbrier tip-off for the Panthers, who lead by 8 here in the...
And Hamilton coaching tree looking to make his impact at VMI.
Yeah, said he talks to Coach Hamilton all the time, specifically appreciates his perspective. Leonard Hamilton was 1-17 in the Big East in his first season back at Miami in 1991. And so some of the early struggles in Andrew Wilson's tenure at VMI, he has turned to Coach Leonard Hamilton for encouragement, and still very appreciative of the opportunity he has here to lead the VMI program. Says he loves his team and the character of everyone on the roster as he tries to rebuild this Keydets program into a group that can get back to the NCAA tournament. Haven't been since 1977. Panthers, despite the 9-point lead, still looking for their first three-pointer of the night. They are 0 for 6 from beyond the arc.
They will continue to get them up. VMI doing a great job in the zone, forcing them to shoot contested ones. They're doing a great job getting out on the shooters.
Leggett, Cummings. Done a little jab step. 10 on the timer. Cummings, not there. Rebound tracked down by Ildizoglu, and a foul called against Leggett. That's going to be the second on the Panther guard.
I think the foul trouble bug starting to pick back up early in the season. Pitt had a few games where guards, big men were in foul trouble. Did a good job in West Virginia staying out of foul trouble, playing good defense without reaching. Leggett there, caught reaching. Love the hustle. You got to play defense without fouling.
Panthers with 5 team fouls. Not quite halfway into the first half here.
This Pitt defense doing a great job getting VMI out of their stuff. They're not running anything smooth. They're not comfortable in any of their offensive sets. That's a testament to Pitt's pressure.
Yep, done a nice job on Kidulis. He's scoreless so far. That was really his first field goal attempt of the night. Leading scorer for the Keydets has been shut out so far. Guillermo's floater not there, and the rebound to Clark.
Ildizago, their main facilitator. He had 15 assists their first game of the season. He can pass the rock and facilitate.
That's not easy to do, huh?
That's not an easy thing to do. I don't care who you're playing.
Brings his average to 7.6 assists per game on the season for the sophomore from Turkey, Ildizago, as Koren goes up strong and draws the contact.
There's not much they can do down there. Feeding it down the corn. They're showing it may be too strong for their team down there. They may have to play defense by committee in the post.
So Koren will head to the line. And the junior from Allen, Texas makes the first of 2. Amsel Delilich will check in for Brandon Cummings for the Panthers. Delilich's 3rd game with Pitt. Made his debut a week ago against Gardner-Webb. Got some minutes late against West Virginia. But Nick, this is what we're talking about. Jeff Capel wants to get guys like Delilich a little bit more time, get him in game shape after he missed about 6 weeks due to a hand injury before the season.
Especially on a night like tonight. Haven't been shooting it well from deep. Amsel Delilich, a lights-out shooter. He can help relieve the pressure from the other guards and big men who shoot.
So Cameron Koren already into double figures with 10, and the Panthers force a turnover. Lowe takes it himself.
That's a timeout there.
And we're hearing officials timeout. And it looks to be something that spilled onto the court over by the VMI bench. Not 100% sure what it is at this time.
And that may have been one of those accidental spills to kind of stop the momentum of the other team.
So they'll clean that up. It's 19-6 Pitt. Panthers have forced 5 VMI turnovers.
Pitt's nasty defense carrying over. Yes, they're known for their offense in previous seasons, but their defense showing up big time. Jaland Lowe getting involved.
Important for Jaland Lowe to have a big night tonight. He's struggled from the field a little bit over the past couple of games. Mentioned he's been able to impact things in other ways with those career-high 9 rebounds against West Virginia, but just 0 for 9 from beyond the arc in his 2 games previously leading into tonight. 8 points in each of them, and struggled shooting the ball from the field. Nick, Jeff Capel today at Shoot-Around said that the key for him is just don't chase offense. He's a really good basketball player, and as long as he lets the game come to him, he's going to find success.
Yes, he needs to let the game come to him, be patient. There's going to be times where big shots need to be made, big plays need to be made, and he can make them. His shots will start falling as he gets comfortable. Just can't force it. The more you force it, it seems like the worse you do.
Kidulis with the floater in the lane as we resume here at the P.
Good to see Kidulis getting involved. He is their offensive guy, the best player on the all-Greenbrier team this past weekend.
Delilich overshot Koren a little bit on the pass there. Now Ildizago in transition. A bump from Delilich. And the 6th Panther foul. Jeff Capel not pleased with the call.
And they just have to start playing defense with their hands off. I think Ildizago holding his ankle.
So we get one more look, and yeah, you can see that right ankle of Ildizoglu. Great look from our crew. And I think that's what Jeff Capel is upset about, saying he kind of fell on his own accord. As we see him helped off here, it was not the contact from Delilich that did it, but
and that's a tough blow to these VMI cadets. He's their main facilitator, their main ball handler. Hate to see him go when you're trying to make a comeback against this powerhouse Pitt team.
So Andrew Wilson helps off one of his best players through the first few games of the season. He started every game for the Keydets and mentioned his court vision, ability to pass the basketball, hoping that Ildizoglu is able to recover for VMI. Very important player for them as the ball goes out under the basket. 11-point margin here, 11 minutes in. Johnson open on the inbound, backing down Corin with 10 on the shot clock. And another foul called. This one is against Guillermo Diaz Graham. Jeff Capel not happy with the lack of discipline from his team in the early going here, as VMI is already in the bonus with 9 minutes to play in the first half.
Yeah, you already have the mismatch. You got two near 7-footers down there. It's forcing them to shoot a tough shot. Keep your hands up. There's no need to reach. No need to put your hand in the cookie jar there. Wait till he shoots it. Get the block. You're 7 foot versus 6'8" guy.
Capel has preached being smarter to Guillermo Diaz Graham on the defensive side of the ball. Nick, you noted we saw that on Friday. He was much more disciplined, did not commit any silly fouls like that. But now you've got Leggett and Guillermo Diaz Graham, two starters for Pitt with 2 fouls apiece here in the first half.
It just seems like they're chomping at the bit. They're all trying to make plays, get their stats, get their steals, get their scoring. Can't get into bad habits.
So Zach Austin checks back in for Diaz Graham. Dunn on the drive, through contact, and won't fall for Dunn. After a great night on Friday, Damian Dunn starts 0 for 5 from the floor here tonight. Here's Kidulis working on Delilich. And couldn't get it to go. A rebound hauled in by the Bosnian freshman. Austin. Shot fake. Cross court to Delilich. Lowe uses a screen from Corin. Drive, kick, Delilich. Too strong, and rebound tipped to the Keydets. It's Clark. Andrews. Back iron, and Lowe draws contact. That's a foul. Looked somewhat unintentional from A.J. Clark. He helps up the Panther guard as we head to a timeout. Tonight, Panthers not quite with the same shooting touches they had on Friday night.
Yes, these are the toughest games to get up for. A big win against your natural rival in West Virginia. All weekend, everybody telling you how great you are. You have to come back on a Monday with a big weekend ahead. These are the hardest games to get up for.
Capel actually noted a game his freshman season, played against a top 15 Xavier team when he played for Duke. Said that was the first time he really felt the buzz of the arena, the excitement that came with it, going against a really formidable opponent, and how it was the game after that when he found it a little bit tougher to get up and have that ready to go game day feeling when you're coming off such a big game the game before. So, and that's what it felt like Friday night for the Panthers going up against West Virginia, and now trying to find some offensive flow against VMI. Now just a 7-point margin.
You got to give some props to VMI as well. With Johnson there caught with a foul, but you got to give some props to VMI. They're doing a great job in the zone. Rip through Clark. Nice athletic play. Get to the basket in one dribble. No help defense there. Everybody's shoulder shrugging. You got to be there. You got to be in help on the drive. Always see man and ball.
It's a game the Panthers led 19-6, but Pitt has not scored in about 3 minutes, and the Keydets with a little 6-0 run. That is ended there by Zach Austin, who gets his first point of the night.
Yeah, back to VMI. They're doing a great job in this amoeba zone, giving tough looks, taking Pitt out of their normal rhythm playing against man-to-man teams. And you saw Gardner Webb earlier in the season switch to his own, and he gave Pitt slowed their offense down a little bit. And we're seeing that again tonight.
Andrew Wilson said his team will go essentially all zone. Likes to throw different looks at teams. And remember, it was Leonard Hamilton he played for, not Jim Boeheim, in case we need a clarification there.
Yes, the VMI amoeba zone. Some good strong take here. Again, you want to see Jack Austin there. He definitely wanted to go in for the block, but it'd have been better if he beat him to the spot. Was already in help to prevent that drive from even happening. Great job driving, Linus Holstrom.
A lot of energy from the Keydets here early in the first half. They're sticking around in a game in which the Panthers certainly came in as heavy favorites. Now just a 2-possession game, under 7 minutes to go first half. Pittsburgh, one of their last 9 attempts from the field. Austin, cross court to Lowe. Strong drive from Lowe and a kick to Leggett. Had it poked away, gathered by Bradley.
And the worst thing you can do in the zone is to force drives and force shots. That's what the zone's designed for. That's what they want you to do. I'd like to see Pitt get it down low again. They had success early getting it down to Corin. There's a mismatch down there. They need to get back to that if they want to prevent VMI from getting back in this game.
Good defensive play there by Leggett. A little bit dangerous, though. Remember, Ishmael Leggett has 2 fouls and got all ball on that play, but one of those you figure an inch or two to the left or right and he gets armed. Suddenly he's got 3 fouls and finds himself on the bench here in the first half, but instead gets the swat away. And baseline inbound for the Keydets. Shot from Clark. Won't go. Offensive board for Bradley. Backing down low. Another offensive rebound for VMI, and the 3 goes for Holmstrom. Jeff Capel not happy with what he's seeing. He calls a TO.
That is their 10th point from second chance opportunities. They're just out hustling, out working Pitt. That was a 3rd chance opportunity. Linus Holmstrom getting hot. The sweetest assassin.
Well, you can't say Jeff Capel didn't see this coming, Nick. We told you he preached having energy, having urgency in tonight's game, coming off the huge win on Friday. But VMI is right in this game. Down 3, about 15 minutes into the first half. The Keydets have shown up with some fight, trying to pull what would be a huge upset on the road. But Leggett answers with the triple out of the timeout. That's the first 3 of the night for Pitt.
It's a big 3 from Leggett. Good to see him get going. Hopefully that can take off the lid from the 3-point shots of Pitt.
Leggett, one of the couple that has been very efficient tonight for Pitt. He's 4 of 5 from the floor, but has only played 10 minutes due to picking up a couple early fouls. Diaz Graham pokes it away from Kidulis. Big man running the floor.
Good take there. That's a 7-footer. Getting the steal, taking it full court. 2 monstrous dribbles. Nice, tough finish.
Timeout proves effective for Jeff Capel. Panthers with a newfound energy out of the break, and now a good defensive stand. Cummings will bring it up the floor.
That was a very crucial timeout.
Guillermo pull up, rims out. Holding by Johnson.
Big possession here for VMI. They need to get a good look to keep this one close. Stop this Pitt run.
Leggett swipes it. Pushes up to Lowe. Into contact, and Jaland Lowe, a near perfect free throw shooter on the season, will head to the charity stripe.
A great drive and kick. That's what Jaland Lowe does best. Drive and kick to an open shooter right out of the timeout. And Guillermo, he got caught reaching, caught fouling early, but a good clean reach there and a good take. Momentum Pitt.
Speaking of risky plays, he's got 2 fouls too, and luckily avoided the foul call there. Clean swipe, as you said, and gets the 2 on the other end. As the Panthers get that lead back up to 9. Jaland Lowe is now 20 for 21 from the free throw line this season after the make.
And Pitt's really at their best when they get stops. When their defense predicates their offense, easy transition buckets, Pitt is usually at their best, and you're seeing that right out of this timeout.
So a quick 7-0 run in just 1 minute and 16 seconds for the Panthers. But Holmstrom is unguarded on his way to the basket, missed the layup. Lowe in transition, Euro step, and no foul called. Now there's a foul on the rebound. And looks like it goes against VMI. Walker Andrews called for it on the Keydets and sends Guillermo Diaz Graham to the line. Huge night for Guillermo on Friday. Got his 2nd career double-double. And Nick, the key for him this year has been rebounding the basketball.
Yes, rebounding the basketball. It's one of the things he does best. He's a great big, he's a great rebounder, defensive rebounder, offensive rebounder. Using that 7-foot frame. Should be the best rebounder on the court.
Last season he averaged just 3.9 rebounds a game. This year that's up to 8.3, and on 2 occasions he's come close to having double-doubles where he finished with 10 points and 9 rebounds. So in a pair of games he's just 1 board away from what would be 3 total double-doubles for him on the year. And I'm sure he wishes he got those 3 double-doubles, but Guillermo having a big impact this season nonetheless. It's a 12-point. Well, Nick, ever since, Panthers on a 9-0 run.
And that's one of Pitt's attributes. They can score quick, score fast, especially when they're getting defensive stops.
Pitt Panthers getting offense and contributions from a variety of different players this season. And that helps out on nights like tonight where certain guys just haven't been as efficient as usual. Damian Dunn is 0 for 5 tonight. Jaland Lowe 1 for 4. But Ishmael Leggett and Cameron Corrin are a combined 8 for 9. And you have to have many different weapons to compete. Certainly as a high major team, Panthers in the ACC. And they've got plenty of different options to go to. It's helped them out tonight with the 11-point lead.
Sometimes you can live and die by the 3. Early on, what set the tone for Pitt earlier in the game was getting it down low, getting to the basket, getting to the free throw line. That's what they're starting to do again to open up this lead.
Damian Dunn fouled on his way to the cup. And Dunn will head to the line as the Panthers are in the double bonus. Damian Dunn, Houston transfer. What a start to the year it's been for him. His season high at Houston was 18 last year, and it came back in early November for the Cougars. But this year, Jeff Capel and Pitt unlocking his scoring acumen once again that he had at Temple. He's got 2 games this year with at least 19 points. And Nick, what an offensive addition he has been for Jeff Capel's team.
Yes, and last year he had a bit of a diminished role at Houston. He was asked to do different things, asked to come off the bench. But please believe deep within he is a scorer, he is a leader. You saw it at Temple. And that's the exact words Coach Capel used, unlocked his scoring ability. It's always in there. Sometimes you need the right setting for it to be unleashed.
Austin pokes it to Corrin. Now Lowe will set up the offense. 4 rebounds, 3 assists tonight for the sophomore Lowe. Dunn in the corner. There's a 3.
And it's plays like that. You see Austin, very subtle. He has an impact. Sometimes you don't see it in the stat sheet. He got this deflection there with the quick hands and made the quick, unselfish pass to create that 3-point shot for Pitt.
It is now a 14-1 run for Pittsburgh since that Jeff Capel timeout at the 5:54 mark, as Zach Austin gets another block, his 2nd of the night. And Lowe pushing tempo. He takes a pull-up and hits.
If you're ever driving to the basket, and Zach Austin's on the floor, just know he's coming. He's looming. What a great rim protector.
Andrew Wilson takes a timeout. Nick, they're starting to call it Austin Island.
Austin Island, stay out of his house. You better go up strong. You better use your shot fakes when he's in the lane. Great block, Zach Austin, showcasing his athleticism. Get that out of here.
Panthers with 4 blocks on the night, 2 of them from that guy right there, Zach Austin. Nick, it doesn't seem like there are many players happier to record a block than Zach Austin. He is really embracing that defensive prowess that he's earned this year.
He has that defensive spark every team needs coming off the bench. And typically when you talk about a 6th man of the year, it's usually because they're scoring, but his impact defensively affects the team just as positively.
Zach Austin, an impressive company on the season in terms of guys with multiple blocks in a few different games on the year. Zach Austin coming into tonight had 12 blocks in his last 3 games. You add the 2 tonight, and that's 14 rejections in 4 games for the Winston-Salem, North Carolina native who transferred in from High Point.
He has such a unique skill set. He was one of 9 players in NCAA history to have over 1,000 points, 575 rebounds, 175 blocks, and 150 career threes. That is a unique skill set. You don't find the best shot blocker on your team is also a great 3-point shooter, a great rebounder and scorer.
Austin, a very versatile player. Cummings, top of the key. Won't go. Rebound collected by Johnson.
And young Cummings, he's not scared to shoot the ball. Never seen a shot he didn't like. Just getting settled in as a freshman. It's good to see him getting this experience.
Johnson, he's the best 3-point shooter on VMI, but he has come up empty tonight. Johnson 0 for 3 from beyond the arc. He's a 45% 3-point shooter on the year.
He was circled on the scouting report. He's averaging over 3 threes per game this season. He's a sharpshooter. Pitt doing a great job.
VMI hitting an offensive slump, just 1 for their last 9 from the floor. Offensive foul called, looked like on the screen from Cameron Corrin. They get him for his first.
VMI here, they really need to run good offensive play. Pitt doing a good job making them not comfortable and running their offense, running their sets. I'd like to see Qdulis get involved here as he drives to the basket.
Qdulis pivoting in the lane, but well defended again by Pitt. Cummings slams it down. A freshman flush.
I know Austin wanted that lob, but Cummings said, no, sir, you're not the only athlete here. Great job getting up, getting in transition. Thunderous dunk.
Do you know he had hops like that?
Oh, I did. I've seen it. You see him in layup line. You see everybody go crazy and shoot around every time he dunks.
Delilich, spot up 3. Too strong. Austin tried to tip it in. And out of bounds, last off the Panthers.
VMI here, they're going to try to do their best, hold it for 1 shot. Try to cut into this lead.
The freshman Cummings getting up for the dunk. Panthers up 19. And there is a 2-second difference between shot and game clock. We'll force the Keydets to work the offense here. Ricky Bradley Jr. finds Johnson. And can't find an option. Inside to Clark. Won't go, and that's going to be a shot clock violation because it did not hit the rim. And so the Panthers will have 1.4 here to work with.
And a lot of shoot-arounds. They practiced this half-court shot. Let's see who's going to be the one to take it.
Austin. Tip to Lowe, but nothing doing there at the close of the half. So Pittsburgh are propelling them to this 39-20 lead at halftime. Trying to go 5-0 for the first time since 2018. They got off to a 4-0 start last year before losing to Florida in their 5th game of the season. Diaz Graham won't go from 3. See the 15 fast break points for the Panthers to none for VMI. Panthers pushing tempo, comfortable doing that. Lowe gets the takeaway. Ishmael Leggett, look out.
Even Leggett getting up for the dunk. Seems like the guards, they see Zach Austin flying around with his athleticism. They're trying to show they got a little athleticism too.
Leggett's into double figures. He leads all scorers with 11 in just 13 minutes of game action, and the 3 to respond from TJ Johnson.
That's what TJ Johnson does. He's a sharpshooter. Slow first half from downtown. If he gets hot, VMI can get back in this game. Good to see Ildizago back in the game as well. He left with an injury. Still a little hobbled, not at full speed, but he's their main ball handling facilitator. Good to have him out there.
Yeah, good note by you, Nick, there. Ton Ildizago, of course, rolled his ankle back in the first half. It was a foul called on Ansel Delilich, but looked more like Ildizago stumbled on his own accord. Regardless, left the game. Good to see him back out there. That's number 30 for the Keydets. And backing down Leggett is Kidulis. He gets his 2nd field goal of the game.
That's that VMI toughness. Ildizago coming back in the game. Rub some dirt on it, get back out there.
Andrew Wilson said one of his favorite aspects of the job as the VMI head coach, as we get a nice alley-oop to Guillermo Diaz Graham, is that he really does not have to discipline these guys because, well, there's a built-in curfew if you're a VMI student, and very strict rules, and builds character among his team.
Yeah, in this group, they love going on the road. Because every time they're on the road, even though it could be a long bus trip, hotels, being on the bus, being in the court, being in the gym, it's better than being in a barracks with no AC.
Yeah, he said coming to practice is their favorite thing. They never come in slow because it's their one opportunity to have some normalcy. So loves the character his team has as Leggett fires a triple and hits 14 for Ishmael Leggett.
He's getting going downtown, doing his scoring, also doing it facilitating.
Panthers have their largest lead of the contest. Kudulis, floater won't go. Rebound Diaz Graham, his 4th of the night. Jaland Lowe, kick. 3 ball in the air. Guillermo, 3 as Graham.
And right on cue, just when we were highlighting how there was miscues, they were missing shots in the first half. Pitt comes out with a bang.
Men's basketball alum, of course, we all remember the iconic shot that he hit in the late stages on senior day against Syracuse, also in 2023. Guy that grew up in the Pittsburgh area watching Pitt men's basketball and gets to live out his dream of playing for the team, hitting a big shot on senior day against Jim Boeheim. And of course, we've got Nick Rivers also in the house. Can't forget about you, my friend, Pitt basketball alum. And you mentioned to me earlier today that your first half appearance actually came against the VMI Keydets. Is that right?
Yes, I was a walk-on. We were up early. We were down. Ashton Gibbs was injured. Trayvon Woodall was injured early that season. I was asked to be put in the first half. You know, it's a tall task for a walk-on to be asked. I played a little hero ball. You know, I left the game with an air ball and a turnover. Didn't play in the first half till later in the season. So it took me a while to earn my way back into the lineup.
But Jamie Dixon had the confidence to insert you in the first half, and that in itself is an achievement.
definitely played hard in practice, tried to have an impact any way I could. My teammates did a great job making me better as well.
Well, and you're a pretty popular guy around here. We can't even get through our pregame rehearsals without you having 10, 15 conversations, and I guess that's a sign you're pretty well liked. But you and VMI with some history. Keydets get the bucket from Ricky Bradley Jr. here to make it a 24-point game.
What the Keydets need to do here is really make sure on offense they're taking good shots. Seems like they're forcing it into bigger defenders. Try to get some jump shots, try to run some sets, get some three-pointers. They have good shooters. Maybe try to get this game to single digits if they start hitting shots.
Leggett fakes. Done. Cross court. Leggett. And swirls out. Corin tips it to the guard. And it's tipped away. Hauled in by Johnson.
Let's see a mismatch here. Really unorthodox game from Kudulis. Kind of plays below the rim, uses his footwork. As Corin scores again. He's really been the silent hero this game. Most consistent in the first half and the second half.
Consistent and efficient night from Cameron Corin. 12 points on 5 for 5 shooting from the field. Drive here from Stuckey and gets it off the window.
Nice little crafty move there over the 7-footer. That was a degree of difficulty level 10. Shooting that over Guillermo Diaz.
Jaland Lowe running the point for Pitt. Should note as well, Nick, he's got 7 rebounds tonight, and he's on pace to lead Pitt in rebounding for the 2nd consecutive game. Of course, he's just a 6'3" guard, but we've talked about his ability to impact things in different ways when he's not shooting as efficiently. Shooting better tonight, should know. 3 for 7 is Jaland Lowe after struggling past couple games. And that time tried to heave it down to Leggett, but out of bounds. 14-11 to go from the Pete and the Panthers. It's been Corin and Leggett leading the way in the scoring department and very efficient as well. We talked about Corin. Leggett, by the way, has shot 50% or better in every game so far this season for Pitt, and just a level of efficiency from the field that you don't often see from guards, but Ishmael Leggett has provided this year for the Panthers. Jaland Lowe connects on a 3.
Shooter's touch. Good to see one go in. Been in a little shooting slump past couple games, but eventually they'll go in. Trust your workouts. Trust your getting enough shots up to eventually start making them in games.
And you said it. Great to see one go in for Lowe. That's his first made 3 since 2 Fridays ago against Murray State. Panthers' 2nd game of the season. Sometimes that's all it takes. And Jaland Lowe, much more efficient tonight. 11 points on 4 of 8 from the field with the 8 rebounds and the 5 assists. Loose ball here. Leggett rips it away. And a whistle from the referee. What does this do for his confidence here, Nick?
Just great ball from there. Austin again swinging the ball nice. It does everything to his confidence. I know he's been struggling these past couple games offensively, and that can be psychologically could wear you down. You know, if you're not scoring well, you're supposed to be the best player on the team. Everybody's touting you to be the best guard on the team, and you're not scoring. But he's had his effect in every single way possible. And to see one go down, hopefully it continues the rest of the season.
Logo 3 with the expiring shot clock there from Holmstrom won't go. Andrew Wilson, by the way, has switched to the polo, hoping that might spark his team. 25-point margin. Austin. Drive off the catch and a kick. Now Lowe, unselfish to Austin. Panthers continue to swing. Austin fakes and pass tipped away. Jeff Capel, Nick, often talks about how the ball has to have energy. Looked like it had it on that possession.
The ball had energy. They moved the ball. It looked like the early 2000 Spurs out there with that great ball movement. It looked like one pass too many. So.
3 on the timer. Logo 3 for Cummings. Too strong. Corin hauls in the board. A foul called. And it'll go against VMI. Looked like it was Holmstrom on the contact.
He's such a low down low. It's hard to box him out. Sometimes all you can do is grab him.
So the Panthers off the offensive rebound get a fresh 20. 12:43 to play at the Pete. Cummings to Austin. Drive and kick, but too much on the pass, and it drifts into the Oakland Zoo. Andrew Wilson, by the way, for VMI, he made a good note about the SoCon. That's the Keydets Conference and their performance in the NCAA tournament past couple of seasons. In 2023, probably remember Furman upset Virginia in the first round of the tournament. They were the SoCon representative. And then last year, it was Samford in a 13-4 game against Kansas, in which they narrowly lost to the Jayhawks and came down to a controversial call. In the end of that game, Nick Timberlake drew a foul where it didn't look like there was too much contact, and Samford came very close to pulling the upset. Would have been 2 consecutive years for a SoCon team winning a tournament game, and so that's where he hopes to get VMI back to the dance where they can make some noise as well. But tonight, it's all Panthers, and it's a 3 from Brandon Cummings.
Cummings, he will get him up. A missed shot does not deter him from seeing the next shot. He has a short memory. He will get it up. He can heat up just like a microwave.
Kick to Clark, swung to Johnson. Johnson's good from the corner. That's his second 3 on the night.
Excellent ball movement there. They saw Pitt moving the ball like that. They said, "Well, we'll do you one better. We'll return the favor."
Keydets staying in that zone midway through the second half. Screen from Corin. Lowe. Alley-oop. Big time slam. Zach Austin.
A great no-look pass from Lowe. Again, affecting the game in many ways. Giving some love to his brother Austin. Showcasing his athleticism once again.
6 assists on the night for Jaland Lowe. And Johnson finding a feel from downtown. He now leads all scorers for the Keydets.
He can flat out shoot. That was a degree of difficulty level 10 shot. Step back 3 from deep. It's almost like he's getting in a rhythm now. It might be too little too late.
Lowe all the way across court to Austin. Takes a pull-up J and hits.
Great shot. That's just a skill work shot. The shot you do and shoot around. Shot fake, 1 dribble, pull up. Keep the game simple.
Corin well done to slide his feet and defend Kudoulis. And Ishmael Leggett, Anderson Event Center Panthers with a big lead over VMI as they are on their way to a 5-0 record for the first time since Jeff Capel's first season back in 2018. What an absolutely tremendous job he has done to turn around the Pitt men's basketball program. 2023 ACC Coach of the Year. And Nick, we've talked about it. You could really give him the same recognition for last season when they became the first team in ACC history to start 1-5 or worse in conference play and finish the ACC schedule with a winning record. Just outstanding what Jeff Capel has done, and a team that looks like they can be very dangerous this year once again.
A team that never gives up, never quits. Sometimes They can be overlooked by the experts out there in rankings, but they're always in contention. Doing a great job reloading year after year. The buzz is truly back on Pitt campus.
Has talked to us about how heading into his 5th year, felt good going into the season, but had some games they got blown out against Michigan, lost to VCU, and he reflected on those games and kind of thought to himself, what am I doing wrong? And then noted a game that season, 22-23. They went on the road at Northwestern, got a win at NC State. Things started to turn, and that's really the stretch that you can point to when this program started to shift. And it's 20-win seasons in back-to-back years, the last couple. Top 5 finishes in the ACC. They reached the ACC semifinal a season ago, made a great case as a team that should have been in the NCAA tournament. And suddenly, Nick, especially on nights like Friday, is when you start to feel like Pitt basketball is on its way back, and you had the atmosphere on Friday, a record number of students in attendance, and that's what the Oakland Zoo and Pitt basketball is all about.
Yeah, for the better part of the past decade, they've been the underdogs, but this strong start to this season, strong finish to last season, they're going to have the target on their back, especially as the schedule gets more difficult these next couple games.
By the way, he mentioned he still talks often with Bub Carrington. In his first year as a lottery pick for the Washington Wizards. Of course, he was a transformational figure in the program as well. Becoming the highest drafted Pitt player since Steven Adams over 10 years ago. And that can work wonders for a program as well. Jeff Capel and a number of Carrington's Pitt teammates were in attendance at the NBA draft over the summer. Nice feed from Cummings to Dunn, and the Panthers' lead is 30.
VMI, they've been playing that zone defense. They've been playing hard all game. Starting to get a little tired now. There's more holes in the paint. Let's see if they can finish strong here. Keep this under 30.
Oakland Zoo thought Andrews was backcourt, was not called. Now it's Delilich, baseline drive, and he was bumped. Foul against Peters for the Keydets. So Nick, now Panthers with a comfortable lead, and these minutes may be more valuable than you might expect because you've got guys like Jorge Diaz Graham, Amsel Delilich getting quality time before that tough upcoming stretch for the Panthers.
Yeah, and their lineup, it's pretty tight now. They're about 7 deep. As Delilich drains another 3, but Delilich could be one of those guys, that 8th guy. Some guys get in foul trouble, some guys have a bad game. You always want, particularly 8 or 9, ready to play at all times.
Here's Jorge, pushes ahead, but too much on the ball to Delilich. And those are the kinks that they're trying to work out before the schedule picks up. And just
to getting through slumps. Sometimes if you only have 2 or 3 shooters, you know, they can sync up and all have a bad shooting night. But when you have 4, 5, 6 shooters, it's hard to be off for long.
Panthers with 6 different players who have hit at least 1 3-pointer here tonight. Damian Dunn finding a rhythm in the second half as well. He's 2 for 3 from beyond the arc on the night with 11 points. And Dunn gathers here. Heads the other way, hesitates. And Cummings will reset. Pass inside. Diaz Graham kicks to Dunn. Cross court. Delilich baseline. Jorge. A 3.
Boom. Great drive and kick. Good to see Amsel Delilich getting to the basket there, creating that shot for Jorge. He's another shooter on this team. He can shoot the ball just as well as his brother, just as well as any of the other guards.
Yeah, make that 7 Panthers with a 3-point shot recorded on the night. Guillermo off the glass and in.
Guillermo, usually a guy, he's more comfortable floating out, shooting, driving kick, three-point shots, but might we be seeing him develop an inside game? Second game in a row, he's doing a great job scoring on the inside.
Guillermo Diaz Graham into double figures with 11. Increasing his scoring average this year, 6.7 points a game last year for Guillermo. Jorge to Guillermo, brother to brother, in the deuce.
A little brotherly love there. They probably did that back in the driveway in Spain a million times together. Now they do it at the highest level at Pitt.
You don't often see them both on the floor together, but boy, is it fun when they are.
Definitely is.
Cummings on the floor for the loose ball. Capel loves the fight from his freshman.
Great pass there, brother to brother. At first, I didn't know who passed to who. They looked so alike.
How do you tell the difference, Nick, besides jersey number?
Got to go. I think Jorge has a little more Rico Suave with the curls on his hair. Guillermo definitely has the curl, but I don't think it's as oiled up as Jorge's is.
That's the type of analysis we're looking for. Shot clock violation. Hard to believe at this stage that this was a game that was once 21-18 with 5 minutes remaining in the first half. It has been all Panthers ever since.
That's the power of what a timeout, what a perfectly placed timeout can do. It seems like right after that timeout, it's been all gas, no brakes for Pitt.
Mention the importance of these minutes. Should note that Brandon Cummings, Jorge Diaz Graham, Papa Conte, and Amsel Delilich all on the floor now for the Panthers. Guys that haven't seen too much time this year, but if Capel can add one or two more valuable pieces to the rotation, would come in handy.
Showtime.
Cummings, yes, what a dunk from the freshman, his second slam of the night.
Look at him look to his brother there like, you can't do this. I don't think I've seen Nelly have highlights like that. He typically just shooting and passing.
All smiles from the big bro. Delilich, the interception.
And he knew it. He saw it just like a defensive back. Jumps the passing lane. Gets it. You know it's going to be highlight time. Johnson did too. That's why he backed up. He didn't want to end up on a poster. Love the emotion from Cummings.
Lots to be excited about in the freshman Brandon Cummings. 7 points for him here tonight. Four-star prospect out of Lincoln Park. Three-time All-State selection with 2 state titles in his high school career. Here's Conte. Moves in the post, and Conte finishes.
Great move from Conte. Good to see his footwork and confidence getting back. I know he missed all last year with an injury. Sometimes it takes time to get back psychologically. He looks good there.
Jeff Capel told us wasn't a flawless game by any means for Conte in the season opener against Radford, but pointed out a specific play late in the game where Conte made a big block and might not seem important to some, but big for his confidence to come away with a big defensive effort there late in the Radford game, and has gotten minutes here and there over the last few, but like you said, Nick, all about building confidence for him as the season progresses and he works his way back from injury.
Yeah, he made a big block in that Radford game. He also was the first on the floor right when he got in. Made a big hustle play, secured a loose ball. Those are the type of plays you like to see from your hustle players, see from your big men.
Holmstrom goes 3 for 3 from the line. As we enter the closing stages of the Panthers' 5th game of the season, all have been at home, but they will not be home again until December 11th. Long trip on the road to come for the Panthers, starting in White Sulphur Springs, West Virginia this weekend. Cummings, too strong on the 3. Conte corrals, fights through the contact, kicks it outside, and Lowe resets. Jorge drills a 3.
What a pass. Jorge staying ready to shoot, trusting his point guard, trusting his leader that he'd eventually get him the ball in his hot spot. That's 2 from there.
Jaland Lowe doing a little bit of everything tonight for Pitt. He's got 11 points, 8 rebounds, and 8 assists. He is the sophomore leader of this Pitt Panther team. 3:13 to play from the peak. 14 from the field, and well, they've got a tough stretch coming up, starting with a trip to White Sulphur Springs, West Virginia this weekend. It starts Friday against LSU in the Greenbrier tip-off. They'll take on the Tigers, and then they will play Sunday regardless of Friday's result. If they win, they'll take on the winner of UCF Wisconsin. That'll be Sunday. And then they go at Ohio State, Mississippi State, and Virginia Tech. So the Panthers are going to have 5 consecutive high major opponents coming up. And Nick, I do not want to hear anything about non-conference strength of schedule in March.
And please believe that was by design. Joining that tournament, you know the teams that are going to enter. And that was the only downfall to them last year. The committee saying the strength of schedule wasn't that strong. Well, this year, let's see if they can respond to a particularly tough schedule.
Jorge Diaz Graham hits his 3rd 3 of the night. And Nick, are you ready to start hearing the quad and net ranking terminology again? It's almost that time.
Definitely ready. It's a different language, a lot simpler than when I was playing.
What'd they have, RPI for you?
Yeah, it was RPI. That was really the only thing.
Now you've got wins above
Here
bubble.
we got KenPom. We got
KenPom.
It's a different language. Jaland Lowe trying to get that triple-double there. Forced the pass.
Good catch by you. Lowe is 1 rebound and 1 assist away from a triple-double. He's got 11 points, 9 rebounds, and 9 assists. Trying to pull up Carrington.
Now, if I'm Jaland Lowe, I'm telling all big men, stand down. That board is mine. Stand down and knock down your shots when I pass to you.
That's right. Lowe on his way to leading the team in rebounding for the 2nd consecutive game. Not exactly an element of his game that we saw much of last year, but Panthers certainly appreciate the effort on the glass from the 6'3" sophomore.
I thought Lowe passed in Jai there. Wanted him to shoot it. He's trying to get that assist. They're definitely going to have a conversation when they get back in the locker room.
Now let me throw this one at you, Nick. Is Coach Capel leaving him in at this stage in the game because he knows about the triple-double?
It's got to factor it in. You know, you'd like to, if you were to interview him, we'd probably say, you know, you want a senior leader or one of your leaders in there leading the team with a bunch of guys with not a lot of experience, but that's definitely a factor. Trying to make history. Back-to-back years with triple-doubles. You know, Bub Carrington is Mr. Triple-Double. First one I'd seen at Pitt in a long time.
Yeah, in that game a year ago, Jeff Capel said he didn't realize at the time that Carrington needed 1 more assist to get the triple-double, and if he had known, he would have left him in. So instead, he quickly inserted him back into the lineup. I think Oakland Zoo is aware. Low to Jorge Diaz Graham.
There it goes. Good. There it goes.
And Jaland Lowe.
There it goes.
Secures the triple-double. 11 points, 10 rebounds, 10 assists for the sophomore.
good
who
for
had
Jaland
struggled
Lowe.
coming into tonight, Nick. And this is one way to show up, get your confidence back, heading into an extremely important slate of games for Pitt.
Getting a triple-double at any level is hard to do, especially at the college level. It's hard to do, but it's a testament to your conditioning. You're in shape, you play hard every possession, you're unselfish. You make hustle plays, you can score. It's just a testament to how versatile of a player he is. You know, and they ask, you know, how they're going to replace a lottery pick and Bub Carrington, who did it all. Well, Jaland Lowe seems like he can do it all as well. Back-to-back years with triple-doubles. See how much they love each other, almost dogpiling them. Love to see it from the Pitt Panthers.
Panther bench erupts in support of Jaland Lowe, who has quickly added his name to the list of tremendous Jeff Capel coached guards over the past few seasons. All smiles from number 15. That guy has a bright future.
He's still there. He's the first one up, still cheering on his teammates.
Papacante called for the foul. 24 ticks left. Jeff Capel saying no shot. Dribble this out. As Jaland Lowe is now on the Jumbotron here in the Pete, if you couldn't tell. That's great to see, Nick.
Yes, what an awesome night. Cementing your name in history. A lot of Pitt legends, a lot of people that put on the Pitt jersey. Not a lot of them got triple doubles, I can tell you that much.
And just been remarkable to see the way that group of guards has meshed through the first 5 games of the season. Jaland Lowe and Ishmael Leggett, of course, returning, but welcoming in Damian Dunn. You often hear it takes experienced, talented guards to make a deep run in March. That's what the Panthers have.
Yeah, they really have a 3-headed monster in the backcourt. Dunn, Leggett, Lowe on any given night. They all do so much for their team. Let's dribbling it out.
Well, it's a 45-point win for the Pitt Panthers, but this night will be remembered for Jaland Lowe's triple-double to steer the Panthers to victory in their first